You know that moment when you look back and you think, if only I had said no instead of yes. Today, I'm sharing 5 times I regret saying yes in my life and how I would respond to it now that I'm done with people pleasing. If you've ever struggled to put yourself first, this video is for you, because learning how to say no is how you start rebuilding a life and business that truly honors you. So let's get right into it. The first time that I wish I had said no instead of yes is when my partner wanted me to cancel a speaking trip to Prague. He was getting increasingly more demanding, more controlling, more possessive. I had been working with this particular company for a number of years as a travel blogger. Brilliant guys running it. And yeah, they wanted me to do a talk on mindset in Prague. And my partner at the time started to elevate his behavior. You can't go to Prague. If you go, you'll be abandoning me and you are not putting enough into this relationship. You need to stay. And honestly, at that point in my life, I was a little bit still unsure of myself, what love was. And I listened to him. I cancelled the conference, and the minute I did it, I instantly regretted it. I could feel it in my body that I had made the wrong decision. Yeah, it took me a little while to forgive myself. I realized that I had abandoned myself and cut short my opportunities. Oh, I wish I had done differently. This is the beauty of retrospect. Art school. If you've watched my other videos, you will know that one of the biggest turning points in my life was when I was 18. It was crunch point about me deciding what I wanted to do at university, where I wanted to go. And I was dead set on going to art school. It's what I had always done. It was my core talent, my core skill, and I'd won lots of competitions as a child in my art. So when I went out to my dad and I said, Dad, I'm going to go to art school, like what else, you know? And Dad was like, no. You cannot go to art school. You're never going to earn any money from it, and you're going to have to pick something else. This is the thing, as we get older, we can really know ourselves a lot more and stand up for our needs a lot more. But yeah, at that age, I was not at that point. What my dad said, I genuinely believed was what goes. So I went to study psychology instead, which is still very much a blessing, because I would not be here at the Failure Flip today without all of my psychology training and experience. But my gosh, I remember when I did go to visit my friend who decide to go to art school. When I visited her, I wept. No exaggeration. I wept because she was doing what I wanted to do. And again, I just felt it to the core of the depths of my soul, of my body, that I wanted to be there, and I had decided to listen to other people's advice and not go, I wish I said no. University, I said yes to so many things at university. And it makes sense, right? I was not even in my 20s yet. I went to university straight after school, and I did absolutely everything and anything. I remember that I was working in this organization called Nightline, which was basically a telephone service for students who really needed to talk to someone overnight. And I was doing those night shifts on the helpline. I was also doing my psychological studies. I was working 2 jobs, I think. Yeah, I was working, oh my gosh, I was working 3 jobs. I was working in a metal club. This is one of the things about me. I love rock and metal music. So I was working in this metal club to really late. I was also working in this fine dining cocktail bar, also a coffee shop during the day. And another thing that not a lot of people know about me is that I was a nude model for artists. I really enjoyed it, I have to say. It was great for my body positivity. I never really had any hang-ups about my body. And it was great because I had the knack of staying very still and being paid a lot of money for it. But I do remember one time I was modeling for this group of artists who were doing sculpture, and I don't know how I managed to get to the end of that 6-week course, because I was so burnt out from saying yes to everything that I definitely fell asleep more than once. And they were doing a sculpture of my head. I was wearing clothes for this one, but they were doing a sculpture of my head and I just kept falling asleep. So Some of those facial sculptures turned out to be really interesting. Man. About my everyday social pressures. It's an ongoing thing that I would definitely like to say no to more. And this comes down to alcohol. I've dated some alcoholics in the past, and yeah, that didn't work out well. And there was definitely one point where I was sober for a whole year because that relationship, I saw what alcohol was doing to that man, and it really put me off alcohol for a whole year. It was very easy to not drink because when I saw alcohol, I just thought of him and I was like, this is not good. I am still learning to say no to alcohol. And it's so typical. People will tell this when you're younger. Oh, when you're older, alcohol is going to affect you differently. And it's true. I actually had one beer last night and I wake up this morning not feeling good. My energy is definitely affected today. And this is it, right? Failures are about experiments and testing and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. And I thought, oh yeah, it came into my mind, I was like, I'd really like a beer. I'll go have one. No, and especially now that I'm really so focused on my business, so focused on what I'm doing here at the Failure Flip. It's all about transforming your setbacks into strengths, transforming your failures into successes, and having the mindset, the tools, and the strategy and the action to do that. Yeah, I'm on a mission now, and I don't think alcohol is a part of that. So this is definitely one to watch and one I'll keep updating you on. I would like to say no to alcohol more because it just doesn't serve me like it did in my in my university days and my 20s. That's for sure. So where does people pleasing come from? Because this is ultimately about people pleasing, isn't it? At the core of it, and I know I'm simplifying things here, when I work with my clients one-on-one, then we really get down to like the core root belief that's going on for you. But people pleasing is essentially about avoiding rejection. This is a core human need. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be loved. We want to be seen. We want to be heard, and we want to be included. If you go back to like the old days, if you were banished from the kingdom, it kind of meant certain death. Back in the old days, societies were protected by walls. The walls were key to our safety. And if the king said, "You are banished, get out of here," then it really wasn't good for you. Because A, you would not have your crew to watch your back, but you'd also have a lot of wild animals that wanted to eat you. We don't want to be rejected. And another thing is that depending on your childhood and what you grew up seeing, there's a good chance you don't want to upset people. And there's definitely a lot of key themes from my childhood where I really did not want to upset the apple cart. I don't know if it's my age, but in the last couple of months, universe, God has been putting me through the assault course. Like, God is like, okay, you've been teaching this and showing people the way on people pleasing for decades. Are you really doing it yourself? And the honest answer is I wasn't until the last couple of months. And as I said, is it because I'm now in my 40s and I'm given less shiz about what people think? Maybe. The embodiment is strong, let me tell you. And I have been tested in my boundaries and saying no in so many different areas of my life, in my personal relationships, in my romantic relationships, with my clients, with my family. It's just been thrown at me from all different angles, but I do believe there is always a plan. The intensity I've noticed has been increasing from around about October last year. Things started small and then universe God just kept delivering higher and higher tests, and I think it really reached its crescendo just a couple of weeks ago. I can say that I've definitely passed a test. I've said no when I've had to. I've said yes as soon as I see a good opportunity, and I do not feel bad about it, which is another thing that I want to discuss with you. We can feel a lot of guilt and shame sometimes for saying no. It is a true litmus test for your relationships. I've written down some notes and I want to make sure I don't want to miss it. Yeah. Say no is a litmus test for the health of your relationships, because when you set a boundary and you say no, the way that that person responds, this really reveals about whether they respect you and your needs. If they understand and respect you, then that shows that you have a really healthy dynamic in your relationship. Yes, relationships are about discussing needs, sharing your wants, communicating what you are thinking and feeling. You can talk it out and negotiate if you need to, then perfect. That's a healthy relationship, right? But if the person you are communicating with starts guilt tripping you or starts getting angry, you know that this may not be the most supportive relationship that you need in your life. And for years, I dismissed those red flags again and again and again. And thank goodness, this is for all of us. Those repeated experiences, they're slowly going to build up, and we're going to one day, for all the right reasons, we're going to be in a place where we can wake up and smell that coffee. And oh boy, have I smelt the coffee. I have smelt the coffee, and I am taking the action that I need to in my life to honor myself, honor other people by saying no, and being able to create a life and business that feels very aligned. So how can we actually say no? I want to share some of my ideas with you. It's so cool to reread these because I actually designed this as a freebie for my clients years ago. So here we go. The first one is the direct approach. Just say, no, I cannot commit to that right now. That's it. That's all you need to say. Number 2, when you want to set boundaries, I appreciate the offer, but I have to prioritize my own needs at the moment. And yeah, this has come up a lot for me because as I'm more focused on the business, on my health, on honoring my energy levels, I've had to say this a lot to people. I got to prioritize my needs right now. Thank you, but no, I want to prioritize my own needs. Number 3, this one's pretty firm, but I like it. I thought about it and I have to decline. Number 4, I feel overwhelmed with my current workload, so I have to say no. It's great, it works. Number 5, offer alternatives. Yeah, there may be things that you would prefer to do for someone. And if you genuinely want to spend the time and effort to help them out, you can offer an alternative. You can just say, I can't do this, but how about I do this? I can help you out in another way. Number 6, be real honest. I don't have the time to take on any additional responsibilities right now. It's a no. Yeah, true. Number 7, stick to your values. I've decided to focus on projects that align with my goals. Oh yes, this is my favorite one so far. Number 8, you can empathize and then decline. Right? Because when people are asking for things, like there's clearly a need behind it. So you can say, I understand it's an important event, but I won't be able to attend. Yeah. Number 9, be respectful, but be assertive. Thank you for thinking of me, but I have to respectfully decline. Just rereading that, I feel it's so English. It's very British, isn't it? Thank you for thinking of me, my dear, but I have to respectfully decline. Yeah, that is a bit formal, isn't it? Number 10, just be straightforward. No, that's number 10 for you. So I think it was in just one of my previous videos, it might have been the second one back, that I said it's very easy to say no, then yes, but it's so hard to say yes, then no. And I also recently experienced this in my life. An acquaintance had a birthday party recently, and she messaged me and said, hey, it's on a Monday night. I know you're really busy, so no stress, all of these things. But if you can come, then that would be great. And I remember that evening that I was getting off work at 8 p.m. And I said, no problem, I'll come after. Well, that particular week was super stressful. I forgot. I was so busy with other things that I forgot. I didn't put it in the calendar, and it wasn't until the next morning that I realized I had missed it. And I said, I'm so sorry. I really hope that you had a good birthday. And just as I was about to explain more about why I hadn't made it, which was, you know, my inner child, like that little girl and me panicking, like, oh no, I missed it. Oh no, you know, what's she going to think? And she just said, whatever, Alice, I wish you luck. Oh. And later on social media, she was like, if you missed my birthday, you're dead to me. But this is life and things happen, and maybe I dodged a bullet. So there we have it. What do you wish that you had said no to when you did say yes? I'm so curious. Let me know in the comments. And if you are rebuilding your life, rebuilding your business after failure, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because I got plenty of stuff for you. I'm here every single day. And remember, dear change maker, you haven't failed, you've been forged.